Imagine for a moment that this universe, the one we see, touch, and breathe in, is not the only one. Imagine that somewhere beyond the stars, beyond the farthest galaxies, there are other universes. Some may look just like ours. Some may be entirely different. Some might follow the same laws of physics, while others may dance to rules we can't even imagine. The idea of the multiverse isn't just science fiction anymore. It has slowly walked out of stories and into real scientific conversations. Many physicists, cosmologists, and philosophers now consider it a serious possibility. And interestingly, many ancient spiritual traditions have hinted at similar ideas long before modern science. When we talk about the universe, we usually mean everything, all of space, time, energy, and matter. But what if everything is bigger than we think? What if our universe is just one bubble in an infinite cosmic ocean? One of the most popular scientific ideas is called the bubble universe theory. Think of boiling water. As the water heats, little bubbles form. Each bubble is separate, but all are part of the same water. In this picture, our universe is one bubble. Somewhere else, other bubbles are expanding too. Inside each of those bubbles, time, space, and matter could be playing out their own stories. Another idea comes from quantum mechanics. The many worlds interpretation suggests that every decision, every random event, every roll of the dice splits reality into different branches. In one branch, you took the left turn. In another, you went right. In one world, a star exploded. In another, it didn't. Every possibility exists somewhere in this vast quantum forest of realities. If that's true, then maybe there's a version of you living a slightly different life right now. A version who made different choices, who met different people, who became someone else entirely. It's a strange thought, but also a humbling one. String theory takes the idea even further. It suggests that there might be extra hidden dimensions, curled up and invisible to our eyes. These dimensions could give birth to countless universes, each vibrating at different frequencies. Like strings of a cosmic instrument, each universe sings its own unique song. But science isn't the only place where these ideas live. Long before telescopes and equations, spiritual traditions across the world spoke of multiple realms. The ancient Hindu texts talk about endless lokas, or worlds. Buddhism speaks of countless planes of existence. Many indigenous stories describe layered realities where other worlds exist side by side with ours, just beyond the veil. Some people believe these spiritual teachings weren't literal descriptions, but intuitive glimpses of the same cosmic truth science is slowly uncovering. The language was different, the tools were different, but the wonder was the same. Think of the night sky. When we look up, we see stars, but light travels slowly, and those stars might no longer exist. Their light is a message from the past, and if our view of space is just a thin slice of something bigger, then the multiverse might be the ultimate unseen reality. Of course, these ideas are still theories. We don't have solid proof yet. We can't build a telescope that looks into another universe. But science often begins with imagination. And what once sounded impossible often turns out to be true. If the multiverse is real, it changes how we see ourselves. It means we're not just living in one fragile, lucky universe. We are part of something much grander, a vast cosmic tapestry, infinite and alive. For some, that idea feels overwhelming. For others, it feels strangely peaceful. Because if reality is infinite, then life itself is not a single straight line. It's a web of endless possibilities. Some spiritual thinkers see the multiverse as a reflection of the divine. They say God is infinite, beyond human comprehension. And the multiverse might be one way that infinity expresses itself. Each universe could be like a page in an endless book, each telling its own story of creation, growth, and mystery. If that's true, then our existence isn't a random accident. It's part of a vast, divine canvas. Our universe, with all its galaxies, its beauty and chaos, might be one of countless masterpieces painted by something far greater than us. When we look within, many spiritual traditions say we can touch that infinite source. Meditation, prayer, or moments of deep silence can make us feel connected to something larger. Maybe it's not that we travel to other universes. Maybe they're already inside us, folded in layers of consciousness we rarely touch. Science searches outward with telescopes and equations. Spirituality searches inward with awareness and reflection. Maybe they're both climbing the same mountain from different sides. It's also possible that we may never prove the multiverse fully. Some ideas are beyond the reach of experiments, but even the search changes us. It pushes our imagination beyond its usual limits. It forces us to ask bigger questions about who we are, where we came from, and what reality truly means. The universe is not just a place we live in, it's a mystery we walk through every single day. Every sunrise that colors the sky, every star that shines quietly above, every silent moment between heartbeats, they all whisper the same message: this existence is precious. If every universe is unique, then our own is a rare masterpiece. Our Earth, this blue, fragile world floating in the vast darkness, is not just a rock in space. It's a carefully balanced home, where sunlight warms the oceans, where trees breathe for us, and where countless forms of life live in delicate harmony. It's easy to take it for granted, but when you pause and look closely, it feels like more than a coincidence. It feels like intention. It feels like creation. And maybe, just maybe, beyond this story, other universes are unfolding their own tales. Some may hold life like ours, curious beings looking up at their stars, asking the same questions. Some may be silent, dark, and cold, where no life ever formed. And some might be so strange that even our most creative minds couldn't imagine their colors, their skies, their truths. But the beauty is this: we are part of something infinite. Whether you call it the multiverse, creation, the divine order, or God's endless canvas, it reminds us that existence is far deeper than what meets the eye. Science explores these possibilities with equations and telescopes, but spirituality has been whispering about them for thousands of years. Ancient texts spoke of layered realities, heavenly realms, and countless worlds beyond our sight. The Hindu scriptures speak of endless lokas, different planes of existence. Buddhist philosophy describes infinite realms of being. Mystics throughout history have felt there's something far greater beyond what our senses can touch. Perhaps what science is slowly discovering is something our ancestors already felt within. They didn't need advanced instruments. They had silence, intuition, and awe. They looked at the same night sky, felt the same pulse of mystery, and tried to give it names. When we look up at the stars, we're not just staring at balls of burning gas. We're looking at ancient light, light that has traveled millions, even billions of years just to reach our eyes. That light carries stories of stars that lived, burned brightly, and died long before we were born, and still their light arrives, a message across time. a reminder that we are part of something unimaginably vast. But what if the night sky is only the beginning? What if, beyond those stars, beyond the farthest galaxies, there are doors, invisible, untouchable, leading to other realities? What if creation is infinite, and our universe is just one verse in an endless cosmic poem? This is where science and spirituality begin to meet. Science points to theories like bubble universes, where infinite cosmic bubbles float in a greater sea of existence. Spirituality, too, speaks of realms upon realms, higher planes, divine dimensions, unseen layers of reality. Two paths, climbing the same mountain from different sides. Some spiritual thinkers believe that God, being infinite, would not limit creation to one single universe. An infinite creator may express himself through infinite creations. Every universe could be like a stroke of divine art, unique, purposeful, full of mystery. And maybe, in some way we can't yet understand, these universes are connected, like threads in a grand cosmic fabric woven by an unseen hand. When you look at life through this lens, your own existence begins to feel different. You are not an accident. You're not a small, meaningless flicker in the void. You are part of a divine story, part of a universe that itself is part of something greater. And that spark of life inside you, your consciousness, your soul, might be connected to that infinite source. Think about it. When you close your eyes and sit in silence, when your mind slows down and your heart grows quiet, sometimes you feel it, that subtle presence, that peace that isn't tied to anything external. Some call it God. Some call it the divine. Some call it consciousness itself. Whatever name we give, it feels like touching something bigger than ourselves. Perhaps the multiverse isn't just out there in the cold darkness of space. Perhaps it also lives in here, within the vast inner universe of human consciousness. Every spiritual tradition points inward, teaching that the gateway to the infinite isn't just above the stars. It's within the soul. And if that's true, then exploring the multiverse is not only a scientific journey, it's a spiritual one. To explore infinity, we may not need a spaceship. We may only need awareness, wonder, and the courage to ask questions